morning, YouTube fam, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through my second lower body day, which is a little bit more hamstring and glute focused. And the first thing I did before I got into my first set of sumo deadlifts was I worked on my mobility a little bit. I started off with some resting squats, which I like to hold for 20 to 30 seconds each time, and then I did some leg swings, which I like to do for 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. And my goal here is just to loosen everything up so my sumo deadlifts go nice and smoothly. Following that, I also did some glute activation. I did 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and my main goal here is just basically to activate the glutes, to get them warm, so when I do my sumo deadlifts I can contract and engage the glutes a lot better. The first thing I did, like I said, was some sumo deadlifts. I did 3 sets of 8 reps, but before I did those 8 sets, I made sure I warmed up a little bit by doing the movement with lighter weight. I usually like to do about 3 to 4 warm-up sets. Honestly, it all depends on you and how you're feeling that day. If you're still feeling very tight and stiff, then you can do more than 3 warm-up sets, but normally that's about how long it takes me to warm up. A lot of people like to do cardio before their lifts because they find that that actually helps them warm up, but in my opinion, the best way to warm up is to actually do the movement that you're going to be doing and to do other movements that are going to be getting the muscles that you're going to be using warm. So like I said, I did 3 working sets of 8 reps for sumo deadlifts, and then following that I did some glute bridges. I did 3 sets of 12 reps. As you guys can see here, my way of setting up for glute bridges is to use a mat for my back, and then I use 2 yoga mats and a pad to protect my hips because it is a lot of weight that I was pushing here. I think I was doing about 205 pounds if I'm not mistaken. I know glute bridges are super annoying to set up for and they're just uncomfortable to do sometimes, but they are so worth it and one of my favorite glute exercises. One of the things that I focus the most on when I do glute bridges is the hip extension. I make sure that I am fully extending at the top and letting the weight come down all the way to the bottom. Where you place your feet all depends on you and where you feel most comfortable. I do like to keep my stance a bit wider than shoulder width because I find that is the best way that I can contract the glutes. Another way you can do these is against a bench, but personally I can push a lot more weight when I do glute bridges from the floor, so that's why I like to do them this way, because I can get more volume from doing them from the floor since I can push more weight. If you are a beginner and you're not too familiar with glute bridges, there are also different variations to do them, and I'm showing them here. You can do them with a dumbbell or also with a plate. You can start off by doing these with both feet planted on the floor, and then once you're feeling a little bit more comfortable, you can also add some weight by using a dumbbell or a plate, and then once you want to take it to the next level, you can go ahead and do them like I'm doing them here, just using one foot to thrust up. Following that, I did some laying hamstring curls, and I did 3 sets of 10 reps. One of the things that I like to do when I do laying hamstring curls or any kind of hamstring curl is I like to thrust my hips forward and squeeze the glutes. The reason being is that I find that I can contract both my hamstrings and my glutes, which is a win-win situation because I'm getting more than just hamstrings, and it also helps me take out any kind of cheating out of the movement, because if your hips aren't being thrusted forward, then that's gonna allow your body to use more than just the hamstrings to get the weight up. And then after that, I also did some single leg hamstring curls, and I did 3 sets of 10 reps as well. On these, I also like to thrust my hips forward because, like I said, it helps me engage the glutes, and I just feel the hamstring gluteine being worked in as well, which is another win-win just because you're working more than just your hamstring. And another really good thing about doing single leg exercises or just single muscle exercises is that it helps with any kind of imbalances because it lets that muscle work on its own. This is my current lower body workout. As you can see, it is very simple and we just stick to the basics, but it's what works for me, and we've seen awesome growth in my lower body using this type of training. It's called progressive overload, and my goal is just always to make sure that I am increasing the weight week to week or every other week. Even if it's just 5 pounds, it means that you are increasing the volume, which not only prevents muscle adaptation, but it also helps with muscle growth. So that was about it for the workout, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Enjoyed those little tips and that lower body workout that I shared with you guys this morning. As actually you can't really see because you can't see much of my house right now, but I am currently, mommy, we are currently in the middle of moving and just packing everything up, making sure the apartment looks brand new. I haven't really told you guys where I'm going quite yet, but I think I'm ready. So I'm gonna be driving to Florida, and I'm gonna be staying there for about like 2 to 3 months. I can't stay permanently just because I don't have a visa, so I'll just be going there for a little bit, spending some time with my aunt, and I'll most likely be coming back to Calgary or somewhere in Canada. I'm still not sure where I want to stay. I'm definitely very blessed in the sense that I have options, and since I work for myself and I work for my computer, I can literally just go anywhere I want. So that's all still up in the air, and I am super excited to be going to Florida for a little bit and just kind of getting away from this weather and getting some sunshine, getting some vitamin D, getting a freaking tan. As you guys can see, I definitely need it. Just excited to have some change for a little bit. It's definitely been very overwhelming for the past few days. I'm kind of like feeling under the weather, but that's definitely not stopping me from making sure that I'm still making an effort to get to the gym and just try to eat as best as I can. My macros have definitely been a little bit inconsistent for the past week, I would say, just because I went back home, I visited my family. I definitely didn't turn down food when it was given to me, especially if it was homemade and cooked by my brother, and I just really didn't make it a priority. But at the end of the day, I'm still making an effort to just do what I can. But today I have another busy day ahead, and I kind of wanted to bring you guys along with me and kind of show you guys what I will be eating and just how I kind of manage my time when I have a lot on my plate and have a lot of things to do. Feeling overwhelmed is something that naturally happens when you have a lot on your plate, and how you handle it is what makes all the difference. You can definitely let the feeling take over, or you can take over the feeling. So there's a lot of things you can actually do to control that feeling. A lot of the times when we let the feeling take over, it actually gets so overwhelming that we don't end up doing anything at all. So there's a lot of ways to control that feeling. There's a lot of ways to make sure that you're getting everything that you need to get done. And one of the things that honestly helps me the most when I'm feeling overwhelmed and I have a lot of things to do is just like making lists for myself, and just making sure that I have a plan of how I'm gonna get everything done, because once you see it all written out, most of the time it's really not that much, and you can get it all done if you plan it out correctly. So that's one of the main things that I like to do when I have a lot of things to do. It's a little recommendation for you guys. If you feel like you have a lot on your plate right now and you don't know where to start, just make a list, make sure that you're prioritizing what's most important, what needs to get done first, and then go from there. With that being said, let's get the day started. Like I said, I'm kind of busy today, so I'm not going to be showing you exactly how I'm going to make everything, but I will be showing you some easy, yummy meal ideas that you can have when you're short on time and you still want to hit your macros and enjoy your food. We got some water, green banana, and it's on high heat until it starts boiling. Then we'll take it down to medium heat. Alright, so we got some light feta cheese. I got some unsalted butter here, and we're about to prep the green banana. So we have some green banana mashed with some butter, salt, and some feta cheese, and then we have some egg whites scrambled with some spinach, kale mix, and some mushrooms. Alright you guys, so it is 4:12 p.m. I'm just getting home. I had a posing client. It's Christina, and she's going to be competing this Saturday. She's so cute. She gave me this little card just to say thank you and show some appreciation, and she looks amazing, and I'm just so excited for her and so proud of her. It's so cool getting to be a part of her journey and just like helping her with the final touches and the posing and all of that. So that was super awesome, and I'm just getting home. I'm about to grab a bite to eat. I'm gonna try and make this meal a little bit quicker than the last one because that meal really wasn't that quick since there was a bit of cooking that had to go into it. But I'm just gonna have a little tuna wrap. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like in 3, 2, 1. We got some flaked light tuna. It was canned. There's some holy guacamole, some seasonings, some salt, some ketchup, and I'm gonna mash that together. I'm gonna add some shredded lettuce to this flat out flatbread with fat-free cheese, and that's gonna be about it for this meal. You may think that it's a different day, but I promise it's the same day. I just washed my hair and took the makeup off because the foundation that I had was way too orange for my skin. But right now I'm about to have a little tuna salad before I go and get some menchies because I'm craving munchies. I'm gonna do my best to track it, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Like, I'm just gonna loosely track it and enjoy it because I'm craving it and I've been craving it for so long. But right now, even though I'm still tracking my macros and making an effort to hit my macros, when I'm craving something, I will just have it. Like, I don't really have treat meals as of right now. And my coach actually asked me if I wanted to get my food increased because my weight has been maintaining fairly well, but I just said that I've been really like enjoying myself. If I want to have something, I'll just have it and I won't worry about tracking it. So I don't really think it's necessary to increase my macros since I'm not following them like 100%. Like, I'm definitely eating enough, but some days I do overeat as well. So that's kind of how I'm making up for those extra calories that he would want to increase. Like, some days I'll eat a little bit more and some days I just eat the macros that I'm supposed to be having, which are 225 carb, 60 fat, and 135 protein, 130 protein. As you guys have seen today, I've kind of gone for foods that are already prepared, and that's one of the most important things when it comes to staying on track when you do flexible dieting, is making sure that you have food ready to eat. That way, if you're busy, if you don't have time to cook, then that you can just go into the fridge or go into your pantry and grab whatever you have. So tuna cans are amazing for that. Making sure that you have like pre-cooked rice or maybe pre-cooked potatoes or veggies that are already chopped up for you. It's a really, really easy way to stay on track when you're busy and you just don't have time to cook. A lot of people think that flexible dieting is really easy to follow because they can literally just go out and eat wherever they want and still be within their macros, but that's honestly not the point. I think it's very important that you're eating foods that you cook and that you know what you're putting into it, because it's gonna make it more consistent for you. And that way you can also make sure that you're eating foods that aren't super processed and getting a good amount of whole micronutrient dense foods in your diet. Because remember, flexible dieting isn't just about hitting your macros but your micronutrients as well. So if you're eating out most of the time, chances are you're probably not getting enough micronutrients in your diet. So I would highly recommend making sure that you're getting plenty of your meals at home. And even if you don't have time, pre-cooking and pre-packaging your foods is a huge easy way to stay on track. So that's all I gotta say right now. I'm gonna make my little tuna salad. Literally took me like 5 minutes to make, if that. There's some holy guacamole, tuna, basil, tomatoes, spinach, and some shredded lettuce. And I will see you guys at Munchies. So we got around 210 grams of froyo, 25 grams of brownie, and 20 grams of toppings. So I'll be just estimating that in my fitness pal later on today. Here is how I logged that. So we got 220 grams of frozen yogurt, 15 grams of cereal, 10 grams of Oreos, and a brownie. And it comes to 87 carbs, 6 fat, and 13 grams of protein. As much as I love froyo, honestly, it's not worth that. Like, in my opinion, like, I still feel so hungry, and I'm thankful that I still have like quite a bit of macros left. I still have like about a meal left, which is good because I definitely can use another meal. So I'm probably gonna have that meal and just wrap up my day, guys, because I am feeling ready to wrap up the day. It's been a long day, but I've gotten a lot done. It's been very productive, and honestly, there is no better way to end a day than just knowing that you gave it everything that you had and you got everything that you needed to do done. So yeah, life can get overwhelming, but if you just know how to control the feeling, if you know how to organize yourself, you can get a hold of the feeling instead of letting the feeling get a hold of you. This is what went into my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We got jam, some bread, some peanut butter, but I only used 15 grams, and I'm gonna have the rest on the side. We have the cashew milk, the puffed wheat cereal, and the strawberries. That's for a total of 227 carb, 129 protein, and 56 grams of fat. Alright guys, and before I get into the best part, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I want to close off the vlog. As you can tell, my day definitely was not the most micro filled. day, I don't think anyways. I mean, no, I got a good amount of vegetables. Obviously I have my greens in the morning and stuff, but definitely didn't get that many wholesome micronutrient dense food. But honestly, as of right now, like, there's a lot going on with the move. I really haven't had much time to like get in the kitchen and just cook like real food and have food prep, just because I'm gonna be gone like tomorrow. And then Saturday morning the adventure begins, which obviously I'm gonna bring you guys along with me and share some tips with you guys on how to stay on track while you're on the road. And I'm gonna do my best to stay on track myself, so that'll keep me accountable as well. It's beyond normal for life to get in the way, and sometimes it might hold you back from your goals. As of right now, I don't really have any specific goals, so that's why I'm not like sweating it and I'm not stressing myself to like hit my macros. I'm still giving my training 100%, and I think that's what matters the most right now. Like, as long as I'm eating enough food and I'm giving training 100%, I know that I'm still gonna make progress. And even if life comes in the way and you feel like it's kind of holding you back from giving it 100%, I promise you that giving it at least 50% is gonna be better than giving it nothing at all. So still make an effort. I promise you it's a lot better than just letting it go completely. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of accepting the fact that, you know, there's a lot going on. Life is happening, and I know that once I'm settled in Florida, I'm gonna be back to my regular schedule, my regular routine, and actually I'll be off to the Arnold right when I get to Florida. So it's gonna be a pretty crazy next couple of weeks. I'm gonna do my best to record it all for you guys. I'm gonna do my best to still bring educational content to you guys, so bear with me while I go through this transition in my life. And as always, thank you so much for making some time for me and joining me on my videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you enjoy my content, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, anything to tell me, then make sure to leave it down below. I will catch you guys when we are off to Florida. How could I almost forget the kiss?